Hey everyone! I have two beautiful F-sharp drone flutes here that I'm getting ready to upload. I will leave a link to both of these drones down in the description, so if you want to hear a longer video of them being played, read about them, or look at more photos or buy them, you can go down and follow that link. I am only uploading two, so they will go pretty quick. I recommend checking them out and buying one if you are interested. It's probably going to be a little while before we have drones again. So let me show you these guys. So I have one with finger holes on the left side and one with finger holes on the right side. It's kind of like a right and left-handed flute. But let me show you what I mean by that. If you watched the video on the G drones that I uploaded, you'll basically have already heard this whole spiel. But the way that you can determine whether a flute is right or whether you are a right or left-handed flute player is which hand is on the bottom versus the top. So I am a left-handed flute player, which means that my left hand is on the bottom of the flute and my right hand is on the top. And as you can kind of see, maybe you can guess, this is a drone that might be better suited to somebody that is right-handed, because the drone hole is not reachable by my lowest hand. But if my hands were reversed, I could reach it. And I'm not even gonna try to play the flute with my hands in this orientation because it feels so strange to me. You might have a preference as to which side you want the fingering holes on your drone to be, and whatever that is totally fine. You can play, I can play this flute just fine with my left hand on the bottom, but I just can't reach over and play that note. So if you want to be playing that note with a low hand, consider getting one that kind of aligns with that need. Let's take a listen. This one is really beautiful. Let's look at it really quick. So it has a walnut spline. Both of them are Western red cedar. This one has a pretty nice, even, warm tone color to the whole thing. So let's listen. So that is my drone with the holes on the left side. I have to think about that so hard. I'm shooting my video in selfie mode, which reverses my view of the video, so everything's backwards on my camera. And then when I'm editing, I flip them again so that they're the actual correct way. But it's really hard for me to look at the screen and tell what's going on. Okay, so this one has the fingering holes on the right side of the flute body and the optional drone hole on the left side. So I'll actually be able to play that optional drone hole with my left hand while I'm playing. Oop, I need to adjust my block. Should have checked. Always check your blocks. So as you can see, I can reach over and play that hole. I'm very out of practice playing drones since I think it's been about a year since we've had any in stock. So after a little while of playing, you get a lot more used to it, and incorporating that fingering hole becomes a lot more second nature. But for me right now, I have to think a lot about what I'm doing. Another thing to consider is that because the drones are two flutes that are attached, they have two slow air chambers. So you're blowing into two chambers that are inside the flute here. And that does require a little bit more breath control. It's not noticeable to me when I'm playing them, but other than the fact that I need to take a breath more frequently. It actually really will help build your lung capacity, and after a few weeks of playing your drone, you'll get really used to how much air, and timing of the breaths that you take will come a lot more naturally to you. When you first start out, you might notice that you're like out of breath a lot, or taking breaths in your song a lot more, and it might sound it might be really noticeable to you. I've actually, in previous videos that I've shot of drones, I've had people comment and be like, you need to learn how to circular breathe or something like that, because they noticed me taking big kind of gasping breaths. And then if you can circular breathe, more power to you. I do not know how to do that. I've never trained to do that, but if you're a didgeridoo player, you probably know how. Yeah, so these guys are both going to be linked down in the comments, and if you want to learn more, head over to the website. I have 2. So if you see one that you want, head over there and get it before someone else does.